Yeah.
Turn mine on loud.
I just want to say this is.
Testing.
Like a really nice rug.
Dude, this
Check,
is,
check,
I don't know if
mic
you can
check. Oh, I
see
see
the
it.
rug.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see the rug on camera, but that's okay
Dude.
because this is really just for our viewing.
They could
pleasure.
imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Just know if you ever
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's a classic vibe right there.
refresh the page.
What? Just refresh the page.
But yeah, if you ever get on the podcast, you might experience wonderful rugs. You know. Yeah, we are live.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
refresh on the internet browser.
I'm not. I wasn't talking to
Oh, you have the...
Keaton
Oh,
specifically.
wow, this is trippy.
I was like, no one is listening.
There's a lot of people listening, actually. Yeah.
Problems kept arising. I was just being taken out.
Dang, that's trippy.
I
You
don't
got
even
the
need it.
live...
Dude, if you want,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Want it?
Okay.
you want. I was just wanting to say the rug.
okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if you want it, just ask.
Welcome, everybody, to the Conscious Cast, episode 13. We
What
got a
up?
special guest today. My homie Luke Mars hopping on to hang out with the boys, the guys.
What up? What up? Glad to be kicking it with the fellas.
Yes.
Finally met the man. It's
Yeah.
been years.
Do we want to introduce ourselves or?
Yeah, I am. Actually, you know what? You start.
I'm Seth A.M.
What up?
What up?
I am Days.
What up, Days? I'm the Vanilla boy, spelled with an E, not an I.
I'm Keaton Mad Dog Motherfucking Miller.
Yes, sir.
Luke Mara, baby. What's up?
Yeah. All right, so we got plenty of questions for you, my guy. For a little background for everybody, I've made music with this man a couple times. It's been probably like 2 years, I think, since we did the first one. I never met him in person. This is the first time, so I'm excited for this.
Long time coming.
Yeah, exactly. This is a very talented man.
I got you.
Very busy.
Can I interject real quick?
Yes, sir.
How did you hear about Luke Morrow? Before Lukey, how did you
Yeah.
meet?
So prior Lukey.
Yes. Not anymore. Not anymore.
So this guy that was trying to be my manager was at the time, I believe, trying to be your manager as well. And I was setting up a show to go on tour, and I was throwing my first headliner for myself. And he was like, bro, I got this guy. He's like the next Post Malone, bro. You got to like.
Oh, you're talking about Jay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay.
I know Jay.
So
Definitely. No, he's a sweet guy, man.
Yeah, he was like.
that's a word.
Dope guy.
Yeah. He was like, dude, you should like make this guy your like co-headliner or whatever. He'll sell, bro. Like he's dope. And I was like, all right. And then I'm pretty sure he got us on a call together, and we talked for a minute, and then it just didn't work out. So we never got to do the show together. But
Yeah, I ended up being out of town or something because that show was at the Emerson or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It looked lit.
yeah, it was dope. There was a lot of people there, bro.
Yeah,
I was
for sure.
surprised. It was like kind of crazy for me to be like the one putting everything together, and it like flood out like that, like with that many people.
that looked sick. I remember seeing the aftermath of that. That was tight.
Yeah, but yeah, after that, it kind of like went a year or so. I was just kind of following him on social media, like just keeping up. And then I was like laying at my dad's one day. I woke up one morning and I was like, dude, I know who could be on the second verse of Lost in Love, because I don't
Great
even
song,
know why
great
it
song.
hit me like that, bro. I was just like, bro, what if I feel like Lukey would kill that shit? And then I sent you it, and you sent it back the same day.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, all right, I was hyped for that. People just don't work like that. I don't know.
I try to send shit back the same day. I think I made you wait one time, but sometimes I make people wait. Sometimes it just depends on what I'm doing, what my week looks like, what my month looks like.
I get that.
Yeah. I don't
Busy
know.
man.
Well, I mean, sort of. It's, I don't know. There's always something to be done.
I respect that, and I agree with it. I've been living that out a lot here recently, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like we're trying to make reels for this all the time. That's work. It's like, and then 4 each episode is like the goal right now. It's like we could make it 6, we could make it 8. It's like the work never ends until you decide when it's enough.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I know. I was gonna say it's like very inspiring to watch you make your videos, because I'm like, bro, I've just recently like been getting on the wave of like making reels and understanding like how to edit them and like shit like that, and I'm like, bro, I'm just missing out on like a whole part of promoting myself. So I don't know. I just really respect that.
Dude, I mean, listen, man, like, it's tough. It's really tough to make reels. There's a lot of nights that I'm sitting back, like, questioning what I'm doing, if I'm making the right moves, if I'm working hard enough. Like, I don't know. There's a very toxic culture when it comes to
I agree.
trying to chase something without a blueprint in general.
Yes.
Like anything entrepreneurial, but in particular entertainment industry stuff, being an actor, a musician, an artist, there's no path to success.
Yes.
So it's like every moment that you're not doing something, when you have the mindset of I'm trying to grind and get it and you have big dreams, it's almost like there's always going to be a voice saying like you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
And you know, I appreciate you giving me a shout out on that, because I am trying. Whether I'm actually doing enough or not,
Yeah.
it stands to be said. We'll see, but I don't know. It's important to just sit back and realize that like everything's gonna be okay, and you can have fun doing the work. And then when it's time to stop and when you're getting tired, like take a break.
Yeah.
Because you're only as good as your nervous system. And
That's a quote.
you know what I'm saying?
I
You're
hear
only
that.
as good as your nervous system. You feel me?
Bars. This guy writes music.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And people don't realize that. And you know, I definitely at a point in time struggled with a lot of anxiety and shit, and it was really tough for me to do stuff because of not wanting to confront anxious feelings in the moment of work, which
Fair.
is actually still something I struggle with today is procrastinating because of just feelings that need to be embraced and worked through in the process. It all stems from perfectionism.
I get that.
But I don't know. This isn't therapy. This is the conscious cast.
I mean, hey.
but that's, you
It
know,
goes where it goes, bro.
yeah, it's that. But this is what I'm saying, though. That goes back to what I was saying about you're only as good as your nervous system is.
Yeah.
Like, if you're fucked up, then you're not going to be able to be the best version of yourself to get the best done.
That's
and then
crazy.
you can find yourself in a place where you get burnt out really fast. So, yeah, I don't fucking know.
I'm glad you said all that. It's like doing something like this, especially for you, because you're meeting like 4 or 5 brand new people, and you're getting on a camera with all of them, and we're all just talking about like personal stuff, and it's like you said that you've struggled with anxiety, and
Sure.
that it makes it harder to do things, and this is exactly the kind of thing that would make it harder to do.
Right.
So it's a testament, in my opinion, about like your progress,
Oh, right on, brother.
because it is tough, and it can be it can be very anxious to do something like this, to meet
Yeah.
new people, to get on a camera in front of a lot of people, and to speak your opinion, and to take the heat and the hate that can bring,
Yeah.
or to at least worry about it, you know? So
Yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
I definitely respect you saying that.
Especially for my following base.
Facts.
The fighter.
Yeah. Oh, man, for sure. That's a whole different beast, man. Getting into the cage, that shit is next level.
Yeah.
You got to be practiced in the realms of meditation. For that.
Respect.
Once you
respect.
do it once, it gets easy. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, is that the case?
Not really. It does
Okay.
depend, but
Right.
for the most part, it's like, I guess like the same as getting on stage, or even
Yeah.
something as small as like getting in the booth in front of people that are like helping you make the music is like, it's a performance in a way, and as long as you think about the right things going into it, then
Yeah.
you'll end up, of course, bro. You need that walkout. You
Yeah, the
absolutely
walkout
need
is
that
important.
shit.
Well, that's
Bro.
true. That's true. I remember the first time. I turned my fucking phone off. I remember the first time I ever went into a studio to record a song. It was the first time I ever recorded. Now at that point I had been in a band for almost 5 years, and I was singing and playing guitar and stuff, and had done shows with 1,000+ people.
Did not know you were in a
So-
band.
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Didn't know
yeah.
that. That makes
This
a lot
whole,
of sense.
This whole backstory that I've
Yeah.
never heard before.
Lore.
Should we
What
go?
genre was that?
I
Take a guess, but
I should. Yeah, go ahead, take a guess.
pop punk.
Very close, actually. Yes, pretty much. Like
What,
pretty much.
post-hardcore?
Yeah, it was like a combo of that. It was like,
Okay.
it wasn't quite pop punk. There was one. I was in a couple different bands. One of them was like set up from a music program at a local music store.
Oh, wow.
And they like set up like the kids taking drum lessons and guitar lessons and stuff, and they set us up, and we would go in and practice every Friday night, and that was fun. And then the actual band I was in, it was kind of the same deal, except it was actually a real band where it was more organic. We were playing shows. We never made any original music, but everything we did was like in that kind of like post-hardcore lane. That was my dream as a teenager, was to be in a pop punk band. So
Fair.
it never got
Feel that.
it didn't get fulfilled, but
Who
we'll
were
see.
your influences at that time? Like, what bands were you like modeling yourself after?
in terms of like, I can't really even speak for the band in terms of how uniform we were like trying to be in terms of influence. I would say if it was if I could name one band that we as a collective were in the realm of, I would say Muse probably.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, but in terms of like me, I listen to a lot of like Escape the Fate, Falling in Reverse, some like more heavy metal type stuff, Suicide Silence, Asking Alexandria, and then I was like more in the softer vein too with the Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil and that type of stuff. The stuff that like the girls liked.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
that was like a lot of the bands. I listened to a lot of girly bands for sure, but
That is so
they
interesting.
make great music.
That is not what I would have expected coming here, and like based on the music you make now.
Well, I also I left out all the backstory of 2015 and the Dirty Sprite 2 era and Young Thug and everything else.
shit.
It's like those are also, and then getting into drugs and stuff, like that's what made me really love hip hop.
Fair.
But in terms of like the melodies
Yeah.
and the emotion that I carry in my music, that definitely comes from like the post-hardcore pop punk, like just emo stuff.
Fair.
Dude,
for sure.
which I want to talk about that because it's like I want like when you're picking your melodies, is it like a feeling or is it very strategic? Because I just feel like you're really good at it, and I want to know if it's like just a natural ability that you've come to have by making music, or is it like you just know the formula to hit the right melodies?
Oh yeah, no, there's no formula behind it. It's all feel and emotion for me, for sure. It's just what do I feel? What's gonna make me have that feeling of like I really like this, and it's usually, and I heard Tory Lanez say this on one of his Twitch streams, funny enough, and it's 100% true. He was saying like usually the first thing that comes to mind is the one.
Yeah.
And it is. That's probably true maybe 60 or 70% of the time. He didn't say all the time. He said usually.
Yeah.
So and I can co-sign that for sure. Usually the first one you think of, like, that's the one, and I just know. I don't know. It's weird. I can't explain it, but I'll know, like, I'll hear a beat or I'll make a beat and I'll load it up and I'll get behind the mic and I'll start singing a bunch of nonsense in auto tune.
Yes.
Into the
That is
into the microphone.
relatable.
And and I just know whether, and the beat and the structure will lend this a lot too, but you just kind of know from the melody, does this sound like a verse? Does this sound like a pre-hook? Does this sound like a chorus? Like, is this a bridge melody that's just randomly popping up first and I got to notice, put it in my voice notes and store it for later? You never know. But once you hear it, that you know what it is, and then from there the song writes itself melody-wise, and then from there the lyrics should come pretty quickly if it's a great song that you care about. And that's not every time. There's been times where I've really struggled on songs that have turned out to where I really like them, and it took me days and days of having to come back and work on lyrics and rechange lyrics. It's not always like that, but I find typically if all the melodies are flowing, then shoot, the lyrics should come pretty fast after that. And if something's, not clicking, then that might be the time to step back and realize, like, okay, what's the disconnect here between the emotions I'm feeling and the words that I want to write?
Like,
Yeah.
Listening to it for so long.
How long have you been making music?
Like, actually making music probably since 2017. Actually trying to be heard and seen probably since like 2022. And that even says to be, that stands to be said as well. We'll see.
So that album with like the purple aesthetic and the upside down U.
Oh yeah.
So that was like when you weren't even trying to be noticed or nothing like that. You were just making music.
That was 2019. That was my album, The Feelings Mutual. That I was definitely trying to get noticed. I just didn't know how, and I wasn't doing anything to do that. And TikTok was still Musical.ly back then.
Facts.
And it wasn't like the promo era, and even like when TikTok wasn't the promo era. Like it was
true.
It was like other people. You had to hope that you made a song that was catchy enough that other people would dance to your shit, and you'd see like Allison D'Amelio or whatever her name is dancing to shit. Like that's
That was my sister, bro.
Oh. You know, I'm just saying.
Same.
My sister did that shit.
My sister was very young and she was
I
doing
made
the
so
same
much
shit.
fun of that girl for doing that. I know you're gonna watch this.
Your sister's Allison DeMillo.
No, I'm being a fucker. My sister loved doing those little
Allison
dances.
DeMillo even a real person?
No, it's Charlie.
Oh, okay.
Some shit.
I'm stringing together.
But-
I only know that because my sister said it whenever
No,
you
I get
said
it.
that.
So
I just remember that era because I thought it was really interesting that
Fair.
people were like
Yeah.
making these dances and it was like out of the artist's control. But now it's fully within our control and it's
Yeah.
way better.
True.
It's
Oh, yeah.
what was that 5 years though? What was 2017 to 2022? Why was
Oh.
that? Why is that so different?
So I think there was a lot of I grew up in Virginia and I moved.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay.
No, I'm 26, bro. What? My birthday is came.
Life happens, bro.
Yeah.
So you're right in the middle of all of us because I'm 24, he's 21, he's 28, he's 30.
Mhm.
So
Hey, that's what's up.
right
This
in
is
the
a
middle,
great,
bro.
This is a
This is
great
crazy.
age. This is a great age range,
Bro,
man.
yeah.
This is a great age range. Yeah, it's 26 for
So
sure.
who you guys voting for?
So oh my god.
Well, I'm voting for RFK Jr. Doing a write-in.
bro.
He would be.
So yeah, what was happening during that time? What made you take it more seriously after 2022?
So I moved from Virginia to here for my dad's work. Summer after I graduated high school, I graduated in 2017. I was a little old for my grade, so I'm 26. My graduating year, my peers are 25.
Oh, okay.
I am
okay.
a 26-year-old man.
You were the oldest. You were in charge.
My friends like to make fun of me and say I'm pushing 30, but I've been getting that joke since I was 23. So
Oh
I don't
my
know.
gosh,
It's because
bro.
some of my friends are all like a year younger than me.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, you're pushing 30, bro." I've been getting that joke since I was 3. But
Damn.
anyways, with that being said, I have been doing this for a long time though, and why there was a gap between 2022 and 2017 was I moved out here, like I went to Guitar Center, I bought a Scarlett 2i2 like the one up there, and this same mic, and I tried to make music in my room, but I didn't get anywhere past like just making beats on FL Studio because I didn't know what to do. It was a little overwhelming, and I just felt like I already had such a standard based on my influences at the time that of how I wanted to sound. And I just knew I was smart enough at the time without even ever recording anything before to know, based on how my beats were sounding, that there was not going to be a quality that I could keep up with and that I could compete with in terms of what I wanted to do. So I left all that gear in a box, and I think I've sold it all since, just randomly throughout the years. But I went and I found a studio online. Asm's Recording. That's still a studio here in town. I became a student there. I learned how to make beats better and engineer, and then started recording music out of that studio. And they have the Sony C800 and all the best gear, and the engineers there were great. So then my music started sounding amazing, and then it became a double-edged sword because my music sounded too good, and I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to. Now I'm beholden to these people because
okay, I see.
Yeah, because they're engineer. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right,
and
right.
I can't. I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude.
Engineer. Yeah.
This is crazy.
Is this
because
resonating with you?
It's
story-wise?
like literally probably within the last year I'm like going through almost the same thing. It
Yeah.
was like we were in a transition period. Like I worked with this guy that we just don't fuck with each other anymore. And so it was like losing like a lot. He like finished my album and then kind of dipped off. Well, it was like he was doing bare minimum work anyways. But it was like I don't know how to mix and master. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do because now my music is at a certain quality, but if I dip below that, then I'm like, it's not even going to be good enough for me or the people that are expecting the music to be what it is from me.
Right.
So,
yeah,
I
no,
mean,
for sure. I mean, that's definitely what I was going through. Like the people that were engineering my stuff were really hard to get a hold of and just
Damn.
like really flaky.
That is shitty.
Yeah, no, it sucked. I mean, it was annoying because they would like always tell me, oh, bro, you got so much potential and you're dope and you got to keep doing this. And I was,
But then they were flaky.
yeah, they were super
Bro.
flaky, and I was getting my head filled, and I was like really gung ho to try and work, but I could never get a hold of them. And then because the bar was set so high quality wise that when I would try to record myself, I was like, this sounds like garbage.
yeah.
It just was like pretty disheartening. So, but I somehow, got with them enough, to like be able to work on and get a body of work out, which was that album.
That's dope.
And I definitely there was a lot of magic in the air at the time of my life where I was like, oh yeah, anything can happen at any moment, and I felt like I was gonna like make it at any moment, and like there was a lot of like almost delusional self-belief, but also at the same time there was a lot of work towards my goals in a real tangible way, which I don't blame myself for, because it was way harder back then. Like you had to post on SoundCloud like super consistently and do the Russ method was what was working back then, when with the song a week and everything on SoundCloud.
Oh yes.
That's how you would have popped off from like 2015 to 2020. And now how you pop off is TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and the short form content, and having a song that's catchy that people hear and just spam posting. And you could only have one song if you post that shit 60 times.
Right,
then it
bro.
could pop off, versus back then you had to drop 60 songs consistently to always be in people's faces and be trying to reach out to blogs and emailing people and emailing labels.
Dude, we don't do that enough, bro.
Dude, I feel like
it's still stuff that it works.
Right. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of consistency. And
yeah, it's just a ton of work.
Yeah, bro.
And I don't think when I was younger and immature, I just didn't know how much work it took. And like I said, also, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and stuff at the time, and it was that bred procrastination naturally. And I think it definitely turned into me looking back and being like, oh shit, I've been making music for 5 years. Like, I haven't really moved the needle a lot past just having some songs that, when I did try to promote, I saw they did well, but then I didn't keep up with that. So then I made the choice to like actually really try and dedicate my life to a point where I could work on music full time and really try to get the needle moving in ways that actually are proven to work. So that's around 2 years ago. That's when I really tried to start being more strategic and thoughtful about what I was doing. And then, it's just been up and down since then in terms of like getting stuff out consistently and being able to stay consistent. And it's a lot easier said than done, but I keep showing up and I keep trying, and I keep dropping albums and music and trying to promote them when they release. That's all that matters.
You're very talented. Your melodies are insane.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I listened to what was the album with? It has Replay on it. Replay is my favorite.
Oh, that was my last project.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, Replay is.
What was the name of that one?
My
again?
favorite.
That one was Favor and Misery.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I did not realize how much rock was in that.
Yeah.
I did not realize. When you hear it, when I first heard it, I heard a lot of pop. I heard a lot of rap. And like Juice WRLD-esque, like in that realm. But then I listened to it again. I'm like, oh, there's a guitar on so many of these songs.
Yeah.
Like, there's like heavy guitar. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I see. So you being in a band actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I play guitar in a lot of those recorons.
That's sick.
Did you have an artist name, or was it still?
No, well, the band I was in high school was called Senioritis. We were in 12th grade, and I think I was the only one that actually had senioritis in the band. But
damn.
I didn't go to school my senior year. I probably went like 75 or 80 days out of the 120 day school year.
Holy fuck, dude! I did that.
I skipped,
my junior year. My junior year, I missed. So
I skipped
many
every
days.
school every single day at some point. Whether I skipped the entire day was not like maybe who knows. I don't know how many times I did that. That might have only been like 20 or 30 days.
That's still pretty solid.
Still a fuckload.
That's solid, bro. That's
Considering
a pie chart.
that if you don't show up to school, at least in Fairfax County public schools where I went to, I don't know what the rule is in Indiana, but there, if you don't show up for 14 days in a row, they automatically drop you out. Like
I did not know that. Nah, dude.
They unenroll you.
Okay.
Like the school that I went to, they will like contact your parents and be like, we're gonna like call the police.
Oh,
they
they contact the parents, but it was just an automated. It's like an automated voicemail. Your parents they leave a voicemail automatically. And my parents just got to the point where I think they were just desensitized by it. They were like, this dude's skipping every day. Like, and I told them what I was doing. I'm like, no, I'm driving around and I'm singing and which is actually how I learned how to sing. I would skip school once I got my license.
No, I didn't skip
drive
school,
around.
but I was delivering pizza, but I was driving around.
Yeah. Hey, that's a great. Yeah, when I was delivering pizzas, I would for sure do that shit.
Dude, I made like most of my music delivering pizzas.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as a fucking good singer,
Yeah.
does your
As an
voice
okay
get better?
singer?
I would say good, bro, for
Oh,
sure. Does your voice get even better in the shower?
I don't know. I mean, you know,
Because my voice is fantastic in the
Yeah,
shower,
yeah.
bro.
It's
No,
the
that's-
acoustics.
I think that's it's
yeah.
definitely a thing for sure.
It's the echo.
Yeah. I'm not a shower singer. I maybe I have a couple of
Is
times.
it like a phobia or?
No. I hated singing around people for the longest time. If I'm alone, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I've been alone and I've just showered silent. I just showered silent.
Do you listen to music while you're in the shower?
Yeah, sometimes like when I was like high, when I used to smoke weed, I would listen to music all the time in the shower. That was one of the best experiences in life.
Yeah, I was like,
Getting baked a hot
how's this
shower.
man standing completely silent in the shower while there's music playing, bro? That
Hot.
just drive me nuts.
Yeah, a hot shower with some music. You're all stoned. That's fantastic. That's like an 8 out of 10
Fairfax?
experience. True.
I took a dead silent shower today.
Dude, that's
Dead
crazy,
silent
bro.
shower.
Sing at all.
I
Yeah,
guess
I
I
don't
took
know.
a dead silent shower today
When
too.
I've sung in the shower before, I think the acoustics lean it to getting. Yeah, your voice gets better in the shower for sure.
It's like natural reverb.
Yeah, 100%. There's a little natural room verb in there.
Dude, it's really funny. I don't know if you've ever heard this story. Now that you say that, T-Pain, when he was recording his part for Cyclone with Baby Bash, he did it in an airplane bathroom because he was like, I didn't even have to turn any reverb on, bro. It did it all for me. Like,
Oh shit.
So like, yeah,
The bathroom?
the bathroom was. They were like, well, because
Crazy.
the people were like pressing him, like they were like, we need the verse like right now, and he's like, I'm like at the airport, and they're like,
Bro, we need
So he
that
went
verse.
to the airport bathroom and recorded.
recorded.
He was like, "There's already reverb."
yeah, he just,
See, that's crazy to me. I would think I would try and go to the most quiet area so that the engineers could do whatever they want artificially with reverb and stuff like that.
It was a different time, bro.
Right, no, for sure. And that's how it used to be. They used to have at the studio I used to work at, the one I was talking about, Azimuth. They had a location. It closed down during the pandemic. There's a new one now, right down the street from here, actually, where they are now. The old location was goated though, and that had been a studio since like the 1960s.
Oh shit.
And they had a whole reverb room in the back where you would hook up mics to, and then like if there was a drum set in there or something like that, you'd have the microphones in the room with the big door open, and then you'd have like the singer in the entrance, and then the mics capturing the reverb off the walls.
Oh shit.
Or
Okay.
the drum set would be in like the middle of the hallway, and then you have the doors open, and then the drum sound goes out, and then it bounces off the walls, and then you'd have mics that you mic the walls up, and then that's how you capture the reverb, and that's how they used to do reverb until like the 1980s.
Damn.
And I didn't even know that,
Damn.
but that's so
That's
crazy,
a process.
Yeah.
bro. Oh my god, fuck that. I'm
Yeah, bro.
So
Click
I'm
the
not
button
making
now,
music
bro.
like that.
I'm so glad we have plugins that just have
If you
9,000
wanted,
different.
sorry,
No,
if you
you're
wanted
good.
echo or anything, like
Yeah.
you'd have to have a room that could produce an echo like
Yeah.
that and record it. Like,
Crazy,
That shit is nuts, bro.
so crazy.
That would make song making just like take days. Yeah.
I want to ask the golden question.
Okay.
Why did you change your name from Lukey to Luke Mara?
Well, all my friends were calling me. A lot of my friends, at least, were calling me Lukey Bear in high school.
Yeah, I love that.
Just like an endearing, kind of funny term. And then that like devolved into Lukey, and everybody was calling me Lukey. And so I was like, when I was thinking of a SoundCloud name, I didn't want to be like something obscure, because for me at the time, I was so worried about what other people were going to think back then that I was like,
I've
I don't
done
want to
that.
even be cringe in the most remote way.
Right.
So I was
Because
like,
then people won't take you seriously.
Dude, I've
Yeah,
done that
exactly.
shit.
So I
I've
was
done
like-
that shit.
so I was like, fuck it, I'll just keep my name as Lukey. And then I realized really quickly that only the people that I grew up with would even know what that meant. And then everybody else, I started running into shit where people were like, Lukey, like that's a little lame, bro, don't you think? Like,
Damn, that's
Damn, bro,
Right.
chill. Okay.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. They're like, it's a little fruity, huh?
Shit kind
And
of sucks, bro.
yeah, I
Did you ever
remember
think about that?
first
Like,
time somebody
geez.
actually like called me out for it and was like, "That's a little fruity, don't you think?" And I was like, "Huh?" And then he was like, "Yeah, bro, like Lukey Pookie, blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah,
True.
it does have a little fruit,
Dude, I
little
didn't think
fruit
that.
action
Dude,
to
yeah,
it.
I thought
like
Lukey was
I
hard.
I like Lukey.
It's cool, man. I mean, listen,
It sounds maybe just younger.
yeah,
Fair.
it just was younger, and I hearing people like kind of echo some of my own insecurities about, was this just a rash decision? And now, like, I'm just going, am I even Lukey? Is my personality even somebody named Lukey? Like, no, like, it's not. So, you know, I just wanted, like, that 3-syllable name that had, like, some star power to it that was easy to say. So my name is Luke Amaral, which is okay, but it's a little bit of it's a lot of syllables. It's a little bit
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's Portuguese, a little bit of a mouthful. So I was like, okay, let me just take off the first letter and the last letter and be Luke Mara.
Dude, I mean, that's cool.
Like, yeah.
And I empathize with that because I was the same way. I didn't want to have a name. Dude, because I make beats, and that's what made me go with Days. I used to do little Discord videos with the Vanella boy over here. And he was like, so what's, like, your producer name? Like, what do you want your name to be? And I was like, I don't know. Is a name really even important? I was just denial because I didn't want to have a name for someone to make fun of. And then he was like, do you have a name in mind or anything? And then I thought back, did you ever play Super Smash?
Yeah.
You know how there's like pro Smash players?
Yeah.
I wanted to be a pro Smash player when I was like 15, and I came up with the name Days. And it was capital D, lowercase a, capital Z, lowercase e.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I've done Days before, but I'd rather spell it different. I'd rather do D-A-Y-Z. And I was like, okay, I could do that. And then I got fucking shit tested at Olive Garden. I was at Olive Garden one time. Yes, bro. This old lady was like, what's like your name? Because you make music and that's why you're going to Nashville. I was telling her about moving to Tennessee. And I was like, Days. It's Days. She's like, Days? And I was like, yeah, it's Days. And like, I was just like, I already knew you were going to give me this fucking reaction, bitch. Like, yes, it's Days. And it's like
Days, like Thursday?
Yeah.
Right?
What made you choose that? Like, fuck you. But yeah, and then I told my mom, and she was like, "That's a good one." And I was like, "Duh, my mom likes it." So
sounds like a fucking Olive Garden waitress.
Waiter.
Come
on, don't give me the dress now.
Oh, you were the waiter.
Yeah, I was the waiter.
Oh, I thought the waitress at Olive Garden. You were at Olive Garden on your way to Nashville.
I worked at Olive Garden. Yeah, I should have dropped that, bro. Yeah, we shit on the managers there on the first episode.
Yes, it was.
They made everybody sign this paper that said you can't talk about Olive Garden
What
on
the
that.
fuck?
Yeah, because we talk so much shit.
There's Olive Garden NDAs?
Dude,
apparently there is now.
Ops,
Yo, well, I didn't sign shit, so fuck Olive Garden.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Olive
right.
Garden.
Your breadsticks are trash. Carrabba's shits on you.
Oh shit, dude.
Papa John's is better than you. And
Damn.
they're not even an Italian restaurant.
That's a shot, bro.
Their breadsticks are just better than you. That's your Olive Garden's claim to fame is the breadstick.
True.
You can't even do that right.
Dude, you know
Maggiano's
what? We
is
should
better
have
than
the.
you.
He's one of the guys, bro.
Maggiano's is better than you.
When's the next time you can be on another episode?
Yeah, bro. Luke Mara on the Conscious Cast.
Episode 2, why Olive Garden's terrible.
Yes, bro. Yes.
In-depth analysis.
Right.
No, I get that.
We like went on a rain like 3 episodes in a row where we were just like, the first week was like, yeah, we work at Olive Garden, we're like, fuck this place, it's stupid.
Fuck
and then
marinara.
the next episode we were like, fuck this place, we're probably leaving. And then the third episode we were like, we left, fuck that place.
So that's the thing. And now we're here
Yes.
with Luke
Yes.
Mara.
True.
And we are doing the systemic breakdown of why Olive Garden has massive issues from a core level.
Correct.
You cannot cease and desist us. We don't know what we're talking about. You might be a fantastic establishment,
Well, I worked there, so I know.
but it's bad.
Not.
It's trash. And
the breadsticks. Rewind this. You'll find out
you'll
about
find
that.
out about the breadsticks.
I'm not saying cancel Olive Garden, but
Bro.
I'll leave it at that.
I heard Olive Garden was. I'll
I
leave
heard-
it at that.
I heard Olive Garden, but
So, like, do you have to have a job while you're sustaining being a musician? Like, is that required?
I've skated by so far without it, but
Yeah,
I might.
that's us
I
right
might pick up a job here soon. You know, we'll see. I have a song dropping next Friday with
oh shit.
Oh.
Ricky Wedlow and Midwest, and you know, at the song.
Oh shit. Okay.
The song is fucking crazy, and
Dude, we
I
should
think
make a
that
clip
it's
of this.
something that just all 3 of our fans want, and I think that it's going to do really well. And you know, we'll see what
Right.
we'll see what fruit that brings to my career. But I definitely, you know, the nature of engineering and stuff and producing full time is really up and down. And there's been a lot of nights where I'm like tempted to
Yes.
send in an application somewhere just because a consistent paycheck really is
Right.
It really is
Right.
a luxury that
Yes.
you don't realize
Yes.
until you don't have that. And I remember having a consistent, paycheck. I worked at a grocery store, and quitting because I had just gotten the green light from the studio I was at to be able to have sessions book and get paid for it. And I thought literally thought I was gonna be making like $100,000 a year off a rip.
right.
I made $3,000 my first year engineering.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I made probably like $3,600, $3,800. So it's not the case, and it's a grind that just doesn't.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's a grind, and it took me years to really establish a consistent group of people and client base that would pull up and work with me and be able to line my pockets. So I don't know. The job is definitely calling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Perky's ain't calling. It's the job calling. I can hear the Whole Foods calling. I can hear the Aldi calling.
I have a question about that.
Go ahead.
Let me see real quick, actually. So, you
Dave's
said you
produce.
stopped weed.
Yeah.
Is there any additive that you consistently take before heading into the studio, particularly?
No, so not anymore. It used to be I would love to smoke weed, drink, and just like really just be in that like crossfaded vibe in the studio. I didn't do it often, but that was like my jam was always just like weed and alcohol just in excess in the studio to really catch that vibe, and there was something for me to be said for that I felt like that combination really like got me in a spot where I was, ripping and roaring. But now, I mean, I quit weed for like personal reasons where I just felt like it was, it's not serving my life anymore. And it was, I'm not hating on it, but for me, I know it was making me lazy.
I respect that.
So I had to stop, and plus, it saved me a ton of money.
Yeah,
So
I respect that.
I cut that out about a year ago, and then now I just like me some Jack Daniels and Coke, and
Fair.
I might have 2 of those in the studio, and that'll really catch a vibe. But like for the most part, I'm just raw dogging life. Pause. Just being sober. So and I haven't noticed a real difference in my creativity from being like sober or like being in a state of mind where I'm like more messed up. If anything, I think I'm actually a little bit more efficient sober because I stay focused better. And I have I'm just sharper and more intentional with what I'm doing.
Fair.
Which allows me to work faster, which in turn allows me to be more creative because I'm not letting, like, I'm in the moment. I'm not
Foggy headed
enjoying.
or
Yeah. There's a difference between being in the moment and enjoying the moment. And like, that's... It sounds almost weird.
That's a distinction, though.
Isn't it? But it's a distinction.
yeah,
when you really think about it, it's subtle, but
Yeah.
it's distinction. If you're being in the moment and you're enjoying the moment, like you could be sitting back and like, oh, I'm enjoying the moment, but you're just vibing versus being in the moment and seizing the moment and doing something with intentionality. I sound like such a fucking hippie, but you know what I'm saying.
I see the difference.
Yeah.
I just never thought about it. To be honest with you,
it's really subtle, but it's made a world of a difference for me. So I don't judge anybody, but just for me, I've been on my straight edge path. Actually, no, I'm not. I like to drink.
You like to party?
No, not
Really?
Yeah,
That's
no.
crazy.
At one point, I liked to party.
When did you stop?
I don't know. I mean, I probably on my 24th birthday, I drank an entire bottle of Douce, and I got super drunk, and that was the first time I ever felt a hangover until like the day after. Like I woke up hungover the next morning, and I felt like shit, and I felt like death the entire day, and then the next day, so 2 days after my
Double
birthday
hangover.
party,
Dude,
I was still hungover.
I've never experienced that.
Well, once I experienced that for the first time, I was like, I'm retired. I was like, I'm never doing this
I'm
again.
done.
And I haven't.
Fuck partying.
Like I probably drank. It's funny because I probably drank the most I ever have in my life in 2023, and this experience I was telling you about was 2022, but I haven't been hungover since then.
Yeah.
Like I was just have like 4 or 5 drinks max.
Yeah, you have a better line of like
Yeah.
where to stop. I get
Right,
that.
and I just don't really like clubs. To me, are kind of tough. Like when the music's loud, like I'm a conversationalist. Like I like to talk with people. So like
It's hard to do that.
that's
Fair.
my idea
Right.
of a good time. I don't really like
Fair.
like went to a club recently. It was this gay bar.
Nice.
It was
Intentional or?
I guess. I mean, it's like, so I was with my chick. Right, we're all going. You're not invited,
Bro.
No, I like my girl has like gay friends or whatever. So like,
Oh, I see.
they invited us, and we pulled up, and I had a good time because I was just vibing and just dancing with my girl. There was gay people all around us.
Right,
But,
right.
you know, we were doing our thing, and I was like, okay, like that was cool. Like when I'm just dancing and chilling, and like I got my girl with me, and everything is like we're having a good time where I can just enjoy the moment, like we were saying.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's just one of those enjoy the moment type vibes. Like that's cool, but I like to talk with my friends and hang out and kick it and laugh and tell jokes and stuff. That's my idea of a good time. So
I get that.
that's why I like to go to bars if I'm gonna like party, and my vibe is just pull up to a bar, like I'll order 2 like double shot Jack and Cokes, and then get a little buzzed and kick it with people and have funny conversation, and we laugh our heads off about some stupid shit, and then we go our separate ways. And that's what I've been doing since, you know, I retired my party era of my life, and it's been working out well. But I haven't been to a party, so we'll see. I could be talking a bunch of smack right now, and then, you know, somebody gives me a freaking Four Loko, and we're off to the races. You never know.
I was going to ask you, like, what if you get to a point in your career where like another big name invites you to a party? Are you going?
Oh, I'll show up to an event.
Oh, okay,
for
fair
sure.
enough.
I'm not like a recluse.
Right.
But
if you had your preference, you're
yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
go. Like
I just don't. I'm past the point where I'm just, for me personally, where I haven't been and like slammed like 12 beers in a night and got crazy and said a bunch of crazy shit and ran around at like a house party or a club.
I've had those nights.
I've had plenty of those nights, and they were fun at the time. But now, ever since that double hangover, I'm just
right,
like,
bro.
man,
Double
I'm
hangover.
not trying to get back
yeah.
to there, bro.
Yeah, no.
So-
after that, I was just like, this is too fucked up.
I have a question. So like,
Yeah.
if you like kind of like are stepping away from shit like that, and it's like you've talked about other like drugs in your songs and stuff, and it's like, were those things that you've done, or is it just kind of things that you've just like heard other people say? So it's like,
I got one song where I'm talking about popping perks, which I've never actually done like outside of like a medical thing where I got like my wisdom teeth taken out.
yeah.
So I've never
So
popped,
technically, you pop perks. just
yeah,
not in that
I've never
setting,
popped
like-
a perk like for recreation. You know, like I've drank lean before. That was just kind of like bogus.
My cousin
It's
drank
absolutely-
lean.
yeah, it's overrated.
Yeah, I believe that.
So, you know, I guess you could say like if Luke Mara exposed anytime talking about drinking lean, that's not really what I'm on. But like in terms of like anytime I'm talking about drinking or smoking weed, that's definitely from real experiences in my life where I would like to do those things to I don't think I was really doing it to escape anything. I never really had like an addict person. The only thing I ever got addicted to is video games.
Damn.
To where I could
feel
say like I
that.
had a real
feel that.
addiction.
Yeah,
where
I feel
would
that.
hear it was like 7th period, about to be 8th period in middle school, and we were gonna go home, and I would start to get the adrenaline rush.
Damn.
like,
what
yeah,
game?
bro.
What game? What game?
Like my shit was Modern Warfare 3.
Okay, fair.
Multiplayer
Fair.
was the one that I did the most, but
Dude,
that
MW2
one
was crazy.
and Black Ops 2.
Black
and
Ops 1 was my
MW2.
shit.
Black Ops 1
Bro,
was,
I went
was my
ballistic on Black Ops 1.
Yeah, that was my shit too.
Did you ever play Siege?
No. That's wow, man.
I've never played it either.
Well, yeah, I haven't played Siege.
Never played
game is
Siege,
fire.
bro. Sorry, bro. I played GTA 5 like
Me either,
crazy.
man. I haven't played that shit in years.
Fucking love GTA 5.
Yeah, no. When I talk about like getting fucked up in music, that was more so just like pulling from certain memories of like nights where I definitely like tied one on way too much, and like we're in states of like being in my feels or like going through like I was going through like a bad breakup like at the point in my life where I was like drinking and smoking the most. So like a lot of like stuff in my music is like just pulling from those memories, and then for a while it's just been like pulling from memories, if you could say that. But then like now I'm kind of at the point where like I'm trying to figure out what to talk about, which I think I have plenty to talk about. It's just a matter of packaging it in a way that is consistent with the brand that I've created for myself already. So that's where I'm at right now. I haven't run into any problems yet.
Right.
with it,
Yeah.
But like, you
I
know,
was gonna say,
we'll see.
do you feel like you need to like keep talking about those things because that's on brand with like who.
Yeah, and that's what I don't want to do.
Fair.
I want to be able to I want my brand to be me as I evolve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As I go through life, as I mature, as I become an adult. I'm already an adult. You know what I'm saying? As I mature and into life.
And that right there, that's something to talk about too.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Like, this is what's changing about me.
Yep.
I'm going through all this change. Like that is a great topic to talk about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's just for me, it's trying to figure out ways to pair that with the melodies and the emotion that I like that draws me to music.
Yeah.
I like emotional music.
Fair.
My music is very emotional. So if my life is going well, which it is right now, like I continue to like pray that it continues to go well. Like I don't want to be in rough spots. Obviously there's going to be ups and downs and trials and tribulations for every one of us, but you know, in the high moments of life, like I don't want to just not be creative and shut that down just because I'm drawn to a certain type of music. So I'm trying to figure out how to package that with those melodies, and maybe it's, you know, and I've been starting to do this a little bit and it's been working out well, and we'll see, like maybe it's just stepping away from that type of music and making a different type of just happier, uplifting, incorporating that an uplifting sound, not just in the lyrics, but in the entire sonic content. You know what I mean?
I can say, like, as someone who's a fan of your music, because I do like your music. There's several songs of yours that I know, and it's like,
right on, brother.
If something like that were to come from you, that would be welcome. It would be like a pleasant surprise. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, my man.
Whatever your creativity manifests as is going to attract the people that are attracted to who you are. So,
Thank you, bro.
Dude, I was going to say, like, it goes back to, like, what you were saying about, damn, I'm spacing right now. What the fuck?
No, go ahead.
Dude, if you forget, bro, I know what I was going to say.
I was going to say you are looking into, like, being more versatile. And I think that that's like a good factor to have in music. I think that something that's carried me pretty far is like being open to just like trying out new styles all the time. I feel like I've explored a lot of different ways to sing and like different ways to rap. And like in the beginning, I was like just a rapper, but I always wanted to sing. And it was just like until I did it, I was not really like getting the fully fulfilled version of myself as an artist. And then also it was like when I first started singing and shit, and like when I first started out just in general, I would always make songs about like girls breaking my heart.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I love that shit too. Like,
go-to.
and I think that's where we connect. Really, it's like both the songs we made are talking about like girls not doing that. You know what I mean? It's like
right.
But
They roll.
yeah, but people would be like, "You're the Taylor Swift of rap," because I'd always be talking about getting broke up with and shit.
Hey, I mean, maybe I don't know how many breakups Taylor Swift has been through, but she seems to be doing very well for herself.
Yeah.
Making the same song over and over.
Right.
Yes.
So,
But yeah, it's like the
Being
farther
a
I've gone,
heartbreak.
the more I'm like, okay, there's more avenues to talk about than just women, even though they're inspiring me all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
So-
I think every guy, to an extent,
Of course.
is mostly their brain is they're mostly just thinking about the woman that they love or the women that they've loved that are no longer in their life. Like that's, you know,
Takes a lot of space.
that's a lot of a young man's brain. It takes a lot. It's probably 70% of you know, dudes from 12 years old to in their 20s. And
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like there's a lot of, you're either infatuated with a girl or you're thinking about that girl after the two of you break up, or you're thinking about lost love. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of this space that's in, you know, the noggins of dudes. So I think that's the reason why those songs, and girls too, is why Taylor Swift is so big. Like we were just saying, but
It's very relatable.
I think that's why a lot of the biggest songs over the past 30 years have been heartbreak records.
Yeah.
So I've leaned into it, and I've leaned into it plenty over the years when I feel just fine, and I'm, you know, either in a happy relationship or I'm single and I'm not giving a fuck about anybody.
Yeah.
Like I've written songs about that type of stuff in those headspaces, but I think it is getting to the point for me where I feel you. Eventually, you want to do something else.
Yeah, and I also
wanna-
think
Right.
that it's good to explore that now,
Mhm.
especially with you like having like I won't say small fan base, but like
Mhm.
you know you're not like global
No, it's
right
a small
now,
fan
and
base,
so
for
it's
sure.
like
Yeah.
when you get there, you don't want to get there being the only heartbreak guy, and then you try something else, and everybody's just like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro? This is not
Seriously.
what I asked
You
for."
were the
Like,
heartbreak guy.
yeah, and it's
It
like,
never made me. It made me sad when I used to look at Juice WRLD's comment section when he was posting his chick a lot, and he was like, all his fans were like, "Oh, like can you break up with him so we can get a fire album?" And it's like,
Make sure this guy's
Roy,
not happy.
same shit,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, that's not cool.
yeah,
I wouldn't want that. That would suck to be put in the box of like, oh, you better make sure you're hurting over some female, otherwise
Yeah.
it's gonna be like we're not rocking with you.
I'm
that
not
would
a
suck.
fan. Yeah, bro.
That would suck.
yeah.
I actually have a question like related to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you would say like heartbreak motivated music is your thing, maybe? Probably not anymore, but at least like earlier.
Earlier for sure, because I feel like it just struck on two of the biggest like points of emotion in my teenage years, which was like sad music and like girls just like having a broken heart when something doesn't work out the way that you want it to. So like having the two of them mesh together, and that was my favorite outlet to express that feeling that was like very present in my high school years and like early 20s or whatever. So I fucked with it heavy. I think for me even bigger than just like girls and like heartbreak music, I think my thing with music is just like expressing negative emotions and then making them sound good.
Of course.
In a light, and you know what I'm saying, that it kind of a bigger umbrella than just that, but like I mean shit, even that though, like that's kind of stuff that I'm trying to not get away from, but just do different stuff, you know what I mean, express all types of emotions. Like it kind of hit me the other day, I'm like, I don't know, other than like songs where I'm talking about like partying or something, like what song have I made where I'm expressing like a happy emotion? Where it's just a song about being happy. Not that I'm gonna say make some lame shit at like Pharrell. Clap your hands if you clap along.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nah, the one now?
Is it Fly to Me or Fly?
Fly Home.
Yeah, we're the one where you said, well, what was that line, bro? That line was hard as fuck. I'm on a roll. I can't deny.
Yeah. Fly Home. Yeah.
But, don't mean everything's fine.
Yeah. Exactly. So that was another song where I was just talking about. I actually made that song in a fucked up period of my life.
I proved my own point wrong.
No, you're good. No, it's all good. I mean, that was definitely. I made that song in the pandemic, like right in like March 2020,
Damn.
height of COVID.
Yeah, that
Soon
shit was.
as, bro.
California.
I just loved going out there. Like when I was for a period of my life, I used to love to go out there and just buy weed and smoke weed. No, I went there for music once.
Okay.
But the only other times I've been to LA and California and stuff has just been to like go out there and fuck around and smoke and chill. So it's
Hell yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
But I definitely fuck with the West Coast vibes. It's not the same anymore.
Nah.
California is like I hate that every time like somebody says something like this is taken as a political statement, but it's just a straight fact. Like California is crashing and burning, unfortunately.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So
I've only been like when I was like really young, but I don't really know shit about it other than like what I see on the internet and shit like that. You know what I mean?
It's not the same, but it's
Yeah.
So like
Unfortunately.
Los Angeles has like one of the largest economies on the planet for a city. Like has an economy that's larger than some countries and stuff, and it's
Right.
like they were huge, and Hollywood was a very valued and like trusted
Fair.
medium for information. Like most news sources and things were coming out of there, and like a lot of the like all the movies and TV shows and everything, like everything we were absorbing from like media was coming from there. And then there's like a huge turn in people's faith and trust in that kind of media.
Yeah.
And so it's like they're almost like reeling. They're like they're doing things that are very outlandish. Like, you know, I don't know any specific things that are just staged. You can't even tell.
Right.
You can't trust them.
They're the great actors. That's
Who-
you
like,
don't get to know.
Will Smith smacking Chris Rock in the face.
Right.
Were they paid to do that?
Right.
Was it genuine? And we don't know because guess what? We can't trust that
Bro.
Hollywood wouldn't stage that.
The
you know?
way Will Smith held his left hand up when he smacked.
I would say you would know. You're qualified to talk
that
about
was
this.
that was so like he's. I mean, he's
trained
probably
for it.
been training his like whole fucking adulthood
Yeah.
and shit. But
You,
like,
you said that was a solid smack, though.
oh yeah, bro. Oh
didn't feel
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
that
Chris
dude has
Rock- Chris Rock seemed rattled. I think
He was surprised that he probably got rocked a little bit too. Like just was like, oh fuck, just gave himself a second.
Well, do you think it's possible? And I only say this because for the sake of the other side, when this is not 1-to-1 because I'm not a. Well, I am, but I was not at the time a phenomenal actor, and also, in fact, the girl that was doing it was not a phenomenal actor. But at church camp, we put on this talent show. Well, in the skit, I had to get smacked. Well, like the thing was, you would put your hand on one side of their face, and then as soon as you go for the smack, you slide your hand off so you hit the hand, and it's making the smack noise.
I remember
she just
doing that.
smacked the fuck out of me, and it was like. All better for the show. Like, it was genuine. I literally got smacked, and it was like,
oh, what a genius.
yeah, it was like,
I never thought of that.
dude, I'm just saying, I bet Chris Rock could take one smack and be fine.
for a paycheck. I mean, like, and I'm not saying that any.
Yeah, maybe that's not what happened.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's any proof that specifically is staged, but
Right.
just the concept that
Well,
we're
yeah.
expecting it.
I think from Chris Rock's reaction afterwards, he might have been in the dark about it. Whether it was either,
yeah.
I think either way, it wasn't staged for Chris Rock.
Yeah.
because he was definitely rattled. But I
Yeah.
think Will Smith they might have told Will Smith or someone at any opportunity do something crazy tonight because our ratings are in the toilet and
we need some attention.
Because exactly, because perfect. This is gonna make me the
Yeah.
Well, not
You
only
know-
that, but he had all that beef going on around his
Yeah.
name. So it's like, of course, he's going to be the guy that's going to do that. And it's like,
yeah, his
That
friggin'
theory is actually
slut wife.
so fucking genius because of the way what's her name, dude? Fuck, his wife.
yeah, Jada.
Yes, the way she was reacting, she was laughing and smiling and all that, and then she saw Will Smith get up, and then it like all went away. It was not
Yeah.
a joke anymore. She realized.
She was like,
So
okay, here's
that
the moment
makes-
he's gonna do the crazy thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That makes so
Because when
much
you think about it,
sense.
there's been
That's
a lot of
nuts.
other crazy stuff that's happened. They're letting people that were just this, and this is not even a good look. So this is a bad argument, but like with the Diddy situation and like other people of significance that have like are being painted in a bad light in Hollywood now over recent years. To like, it's still they say all publicity is good publicity. Bleh. All publicity is good all publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, they're probably letting people that they know are fucked up and like have been protected by whatever. They're like, all right, let's pull the plug on this because it's still gonna shine a light on Hollywood and California. The Drake versus Kendrick shit. Every other rapper now, like Quavo and Chris Brown, in the aftermath of that, wanting to beef with each other. Most recently, Lucky and Playboy Cardi. It's kind of like there's just a
The return of Slim Shady.
right.
shit
The return
like
of Slim Shady. Yeah,
Bro,
exactly.
MGK and Conor McGregor.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Yeah.
wild as fuck.
That was a wild one, and I feel like there's been a lot of stuff that you could almost assume is like staged to get attention back on that system because it really is in shambles.
dude,
And how could it not be with the internet now and stuff like this?
it's like,
People would rather watch.
it's like the way that we're reacting right now to our situation. It's like, okay, we're in a shitty situation. How do we get out of it? We consistently pump out content, and it's got to be encapsulating.
Right.
And they're like, okay, they already did all the shit that they need to do, where they set up all the big names, they get everything in place, and then it's like you're saying, you pull the plug, and it's just like, okay, everything's just blown out in the open, and it's like, oh my God, this is something huge. It's just like the debate. It's like all just being, dude, I was gonna say ostracized, but that's not the right word. It's like over amplified.
Like inflated.
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
it's made it to be a bigger scene than it actually is, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I have a question for both of you. Honestly, any of us could answer this question, but I want to ask you guys as musicians. What do you guys do to promote yourselves? What would you say to an aspiring musician who's just starting out and looking for some guidance? What would you say to them, to that person?
Yeah, get ready.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, get ready.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, it's
Not only that, but it's gonna be long.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be you need to have patience and just take it step by step. And if you're just starting out, get into it, book a studio session or buy studio equipment, learn how to record yourself.
Yes.
But however you got to get the song out, and then like just do that and try and make like 7 to 10 songs that are decent.
For like a mixtape or?
Well, just to make songs.
Oh,
you know
I
what
see,
mean?
I see.
Just to make music. And then like that's the start of like doing the thing. You know what I mean? Understanding who you are, because like it really does at the end of the day depend on the song whether or not it's gonna go. I mean, you could post 100,000 TikToks, but if the song's not good, people are just gonna be like, this is mid. And like, who are you? Or like, you know, L artist or L musician. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that the comments, anything in the comments. Yeah, they're like, you know,
dude,
like those pages would say. So make good music is the first thing. Learn how to get good. Learn who you are. Learn how to express yourself the way that best suits you and that sounds the best. And then from there, just start posting.
I would also
cliche, but
I would also double down on that to say like finding yourself first makes the most sense. Obviously, like if you want to get big and like have people see you, you got to be putting out content, and like being seen on the internet is important. But I think it's easy if you don't know who you are and haven't established who you want to be, that when you get on the internet and you start promoting yourself, that people can easily rip that away from you and be like, be this guy, do this. This is what we like, do this.
I was going to ask about haters as well. Like,
yeah.
How do you handle haters?
Oh my God, it's like the easiest thing for me.
I know you're ironic as shit.
Dude, yeah,
so
it's
easy.
just, I fucking say whatever I need, like whatever they're saying, it's just,
Uno reverse.
yes, every time. I'm just
No,
like,
haters are. There's never been anybody that is like hating on somebody that's like they think is beneath them.
yeah.
Nobody ever, and all of us, if we take the time to like think about the people that we've talked shit on or slandered or been upset with, obviously there's instances where there's just genuine grievances between people, and there's one party or both parties has a legitimate reason to be angry at each other. But when it comes to just like just random shit talking that we're all guilty of over the years, like it's quite possible. I know for me, like it was because I thought like all the people I would talk shit about is because I like thought falsely that they were better than me.
So it's like jealousy?
Yeah,
I
it
see.
came from like a situation of envy. So it was I really
At Levi.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's my go-to when I have haters. I just say they're jealous.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be what it is.
Why else
Be
would
in your position.
you can't? Why would they be trying to
Exactly.
tear something down that's already beneath them?
100%.
Well,
Like-
it's also they're spending so much mental energy on like you. So it's like obviously all they're thinking about is you. That's why they would
Yeah,
even
They put
They-
a lot of care into you.
They're scrolling
Yeah.
through the feed, they see something on you and like, fuck this guy. I gotta
Yeah,
say
bro.
something, bro. Like
The haters are watching you closer than your biggest fans.
right, they are your biggest fans.
Yeah, they are the same people.
Which,
Yes.
by the way, I've heard that from because like at like my level, I've obviously dealt with haters, but it's not like anywhere near
On a gigantic
on a
scale.
gigantic scale.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like most people don't. I'm still at the level where people are like, it's like 99% love because people see me trying and on the come up, so they want to support me.
Yeah.
One of the most cliche things rappers talk about, but it's so true, and it'll never get old. Is like, oh, like they all loved me last year, now they don't fuck with me. I must be up or whatever. Like those
Right.
types of like, you know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Like,
I hear that.
The
that
Russ
type of
the
stuff.
Russ instance, it's like,
everybody-
bro,
yeah.
everybody was cool with him and then all of a sudden he hit the map and everybody's like,
Everybody-
fuck this guy, bro.
Exactly.
Like
And
So
why does that
many
happen?
memes.
Because at first it's people that are like, oh yeah, I want to see this guy win. He's the underdog. No, the underdog becomes the big dog.
yeah.
And now
They're
it's
like,
a problem.
Fuck this guy.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's a problem. You know what
bro.
I'm saying? Like,
So
like
yeah.
it's so I don't. From the first hate comment I've ever gotten and until now and for the rest of my career, I remember the first time I got a hate comment, and this was extreme because it was from somebody that I was sending music to
Damn.
that like I looked up to, and like he was a
Damn.
producer, and he
That's
was,
sad.
Yeah, he was a producer out in like Washington State or something, and I was sending him music, because like Makona was one of my favorite artists at the time. He was working with him a lot, and I was like, and I sent him a song called Fiction. It was one of my first songs, and he was like, yo, this is awesome. And I sent him another one. He was like, this is like extremely generic. Like, I don't fuck with it. And I was that song I sent him, you said was generic. I was really proud of. So I remember being so surprised in that moment, when it didn't affect me at all. Didn't phase me. I was like, I don't know, I like it.
Right.
That's like the most important thing. It's like if you're
I was like, I like music, it, which I thought I was gonna be shook by haters.
Yeah.
Because I know how confrontational I was as a teenager, and when I started making music, I was like, oh, that's gonna be a problem. Like, am I just gonna be arguing with motherfuckers back and forth in the comments all day if my shit pops off?
Is that why you were doing what you did with your name? Where like you didn't want to put yourself out there with a name because you thought that?
No, I mean, well, the name for me, I just wanted the name change was just like felt like Luke Mara represented me more. Y'all all said what everybody else said was like, yeah, it's more mature. It seems like a more refined.
Yeah, I mean,
version. I've personally fucked with Lukey more.
Oh shit! Well, hey,
I do really like Lukey, but yeah,
more. But I was surprised for you to say that you didn't fuck with it. I guess, but understanding like of the why.
Yeah,
I understand.
No, for
Bro,
sure.
I almost feel like it's like nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole time I've known you as an artist, you've been Lukey. So it was like every time I made a song with you, you were Lukey, and then out of nowhere you were Luke Marr, and I was like, oh shit, okay. What is he not fucking with that name? Like what the hell? I was like, I thought that shit was cool.
No, man, I'm sure most of it was in my head, but I feel like I've heard it's been a very split. I've heard about 50-50 what y'all are saying versus what other people are like, I'm so glad you changed it to Luke Mara. So like,
damn, that's crazy.
It's like we all feel 50-50 about it. We're like, well, we were a little attached to Lukey because that's just what we knew you as.
Right.
But then it's like you come up with a different name and it's a good name. So it's like,
right.
I don't have any problem with the change, you know. It's just like I liked both names. So I'm like 50-50 on it, really.
I can't listen to Sunny Day by Luke Mara. It's gotta be Lukey.
Hey man, if you go to Apple Music, it'll still be under Lukey. I made a new page, but I left every song that I've dropped until Favorite Misery. I left in the Lukey page.
I respect that.
Like, this is gonna be evidence.
Yeah.
The archive page, man.
Yes.
Dude, and your newest song, Heartbreak.
Yeah.
That one's cool. That one's. I don't want to say it's super different because I'm not exactly sure, but it sounds very happy and uplifting. The song itself, like the instrumentals, but then the title, Heartbreak, and then what it's about.
Yeah.
Do you like that contrast of like maybe negative lyrics but with uplifting and happy instrumentals?
Yeah, I thought that was we were sitting right in this room. My homie 24 Tracks was making the beat, and I thought the beat was so cool and just like it was like a Cali type just uplifting vibe. And I was in such a bad mood that night that I was like, yo, like this would be a great song to like have it be almost an ironic feel.
Yeah.
Where I'm talking about like going through it with like a significant other,
right?
But the beat's really dope.
Have you
uplifting, and that was intentional for sure. So
dude, that's just dope.
That's hard that you caught that. That's
absolutely.
fire.
Have you ever listened to "Crying at Bob Evans" by me?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like the same vibe. It's very, very depressing as a song.
Fucking ukulele
but it's like very upbeat and like happy sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Bob Evans, hey, I've always had good meals there, but
fuck Olive Garden. Bob Evans, you're okay. You know, you're not bad.
I'm saying Bob Evans never did me wrong. Olive Garden,
bro.
I'm sure if you worked at Bob Evans, it would fucking suck.
Yeah, I mean, any of those jobs, bro.
So I had another question. So Midwest, it's really funny that I didn't even know, or maybe you hadn't even met him yet, but it was like my brother. Like hit me up one time. He's like, "Bro, have you ever heard of Midwest?" And I was like, "No, I don't know anything about him." I checked out a song. I was like, "He's okay." I haven't really like put a lot of time into him, but he seems to be doing well for himself.
Sure.
And I'm just like curious, like how did that? Was that just he just showed up at your studio one day, or did you guys kind of like link online, or like how do you get that connection?
Well, he has like one of the most organic come ups. Like if you know like the history of like the 2019 to 2020 underground era with like all the Yeet and
Yeah.
Maddox and like
Dude, yeah, that shit
Can and all these cats, Skywater, a bunch of these people that were coming up like on TikTok and Midwest. I don't know for sure. I believe he popped off on Discord like during the pandemic.
Okay.
And then I discovered his music from TikTok, I think. And then I was bumping it. I was like, this is cool. And then somebody told me that he was from Indiana. But I was just like, but there's a lot of people from here that you just don't know that they're famous, but you're not. You're just like, oh, word. Like, you're not like, oh, you're from Indiana. I'm going to meet you with the 12 million other people in Indiana.
Right.
Like,
Right.
It's, so, like, Omar Apollo's from here.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
He's from right down the road, man.
What the fuck?
He's from, like, Indianapolis.
That blew my mind, bro. What the hell? I did not know that man was from here.
Yeah. No, there's some artists, bro, for sure. Like, there's some big artists. There's some girl named Sarah Kays that you've definitely heard her shit on TikTok. Like from a few years ago when she was like really popping, and she's just right up the road from Noblesville or whatever. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't expect. So when I found out he was from Indiana, I was just like, oh, word. Like it was nothing more than that. And then my homie TK, Trenton Kyle, he produced Off the Map by Sofago. So he's like a known producer.
Oh damn.
Particularly in that lane because of that.
Yeah.
So he had some pull to be able to hit Midwest up one night when he was in town. He doesn't even live here anymore, but he was in town for a show and he came to the studio and we just like clicked and became friends that night. It was just evident there was just a homie vibe there. So
I fuck with that.
I just waived the session fees and we just kicked it until I think the session was supposed to be a couple hours. We just ended up kicking it till like 5 a.m. just chopping it up. And then ever since then we've been homies.
That's dope.
But I never want to press people like that have like massively like bigger fan bases than I do for like features and stuff. So
Fair.
I think I asked like the first night and then like he was in the middle of like about to drop a tape or something, so he was like, bro, it's gonna be a nightmare to even get something cleared. Like I fuck with your music, but
yeah,
like,
I respect that, bro.
Yeah,
I
no,
respect that.
I respected it too, but I just laid off any like music or like working anything vibes like since then, but then it just came about naturally again and we got a track dropping. So
yeah, that's hype, bro. I'm excited for that.
Hell yeah. No,
I
that's
feel
gonna be
like
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just gonna be great exposure for you.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. I mean,
Because
it's a dual release, so
that man's got a following, and if you guys really are clicking like that, I can only imagine that the song is pretty fire.
the song is hard. I
Yeah.
think I like the song. I think it's something that his fan base will like. Ricky, the other dude in the song, it's his song. I think his fans are gonna go nuts for this type of track too. So
You said it's next Friday?
yeah,
Next Friday.
27th.
So did you y'all get in the studio together? Did you kind of have to just like send him a verse, or how did that come to be?
All three of us recorded our parts individually, but all here. So
okay.
so my homie Ricky, he recorded the song, and then he was like, "Yo, bro, you should hop on this," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I don't even think it wasn't even Ricky. It was the producer, my homie 24. He was like, "Ricky just made a song. You should hop on it. There's an open verse." I was like, "All right, bet. I'll see what I can do." Went in there, like, did a verse. It was super dope. And then Midwest was in the studio, and he walked in here, and he was like, "Oh, what's that one song? Why you want to live it?" He's like, "I'm trying to hop on that." And he was like, "Oh, Luke already hopped on that." And he was like, "Ah, shit." And then I was like, just just give him like.
Yeah, just put another verse, bro.
I was like, I only had an 8, so the verse could be a 16 anyway. So just put another 8 on there. So we just both did an 8 on it.
That's lit.
And
That's
then,
fucking
yeah.
sick, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that's how that came about.
What music have you been bumping recently?
I've been bumping a lot of like instrumental type music. You know what I mean?
Okay.
A lot of like EDM. There's this playlist on Spotify called Sad Beats.
There we go.
Rocking
There we
with-
go.
Fitting.
Yeah. I've been fucking with that. Been listening to some just like old school, like old Wayne.
Oh damn.
Older Drake. I've been listening to yeah, like
True.
the Young Money era stuff. I've been
Yeah.
listening to that. I've been listening to some of like the newer post-hardcore and like pop punk music that is like super underground. Like there's this band called Like Roses That's really hard. I think they only have like 100K monthly, but they're super dope. There's this
Damn.
band called like Wister. They're super dope.
Do you like Bill Murray?
Yeah, Bill Murray's cool. Like
We-
that type of vibe is tight.
Do you know Knox?
Yeah.
So we went to a show for Knox in Columbus when we lived there,
Mhm.
and Bill Murray or Johnny Frank, he was
Right.
literally chilling in the crowd
Yeah.
next to us. It was
Super dope.
That was hilarious. But
Dude, yeah, I was actually gonna ask you about Knox because it's like Knox is the polar opposite.
Of
He's
me.
he's very like
Yeah.
bright and
Oh my
happy
gosh,
vibes
bro.
and like
Yeah.
but
Bubbly.
he's like a hit maker, bro.
Yeah, he is.
And it's like he also makes sad stuff with like
Yeah.
the really bright poppy
Mhm.
vibe, and I'm just like I don't know if you really listen to him like that, but that could be some kind of
No, I fuck with Knox. He my homie Jake is I don't know what he does now. I know at one point he was a A&R at 300 Entertainment,
Okay.
and he manages T Grizzly. I do all the mixing for T Grizzly's record label. He has
That's lit.
He has a record label called Grizzly Gang ENT. He's got two artists, Horse the One and Mari Red. So I've been mixing their music. And Jake was one that hooked that up. He's the one that introduced me to Knox, and like the music was dope. I thought the first song I heard from Knox was a song called "I Don't Want to Know," and I thought
Dude, I don't want to know. It's hard.
I thought that was really hard because it was the same type of like we were talking about earlier, like the contrast.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Where it was like
Yes.
the most bubblegum pop shit.
Yes,
Yes.
bro.
But it was a really sad song.
He's very talented.
Dude,
Absolutely.
He's very
He's
witty
incredible.
with his words
Bro,
too. Like,
Which is something that I noticed in that song about like it's something everybody can relate to. Like when you're in the I don't know. I'm trying to be as respectful.
Being careful with your wording.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as respectful as possible.
Fair. I
In
understand.
the circuit of what Knox would be dealing with, like he has I thought his lyrics were really witty for like how people act in those
Yes.
types of circles, like so where like you know what I'm saying. I think he's a really good songwriter. I think that Arden Jones is good too, though I don't listen to him that much. But I think he's in a similar lane to Knox, where it's like the TikTok kid come up type of stuff. Party Alone is fire too.
dude, Party Alone's dope.
Party Alone is fire too. All those people, I think those are three people I can think of that I discovered on TikTok that actually have a career now that are doing well.
That shit is dope.
yeah, Knox just hit
The VMAs.
That's
Yeah,
tight.
bro. He was like,
he was dressed for it.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
doing.
dressed for it.
He's doing a lot of big shit, and it's like it's crazy because we were like meeting him right as he's like crossing over that like plateau because he wasn't even the headliner for that tour.
Oh, y'all are all homies?
Well, not like that, but we just like
Yeah.
met him.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
we waited after the show and we like talked to him and shit.
Oh,
like,
I got you.
and I was like asking him pointers, you know, because I'm like, dude, you're blowing up. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was just like, yeah, I'm posting every day, which I still wasn't doing at that time, which is crazy. And then he was like, yeah, I mean, like, are you from here?
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I live here. Like, he's like, get out.
Just leave.
And I was like, oh shit. He was like, yeah, go to Nashville. Everybody that you need to meet to get into the places that you need to go are
Yeah.
gonna be there. And I was like, oh shit, okay.
I
well.
mean, that's true. I don't know. That's true. I don't know. So I see where he would be coming from because that's what he did
True.
to like, and then he went there and it works for him. But it could work for you in Columbus, Ohio. It could work for
Right.
you here. It just depends. Like when you really think about, and I don't know what was going on behind the scenes with Atlantic or whoever he signed to. That is
He was songwriting for them.
Gotcha.
And then like he lived in Dayton, Ohio. He grew up in Dayton, Ohio. And then he like started playing guitar and moved to Tennessee and then just started playing like shows. And then he got in with somebody and was like they like had him come in and write songs for them. And then I guess he like wrote like the tape that you were talking about with I Don't Want to Know.
Mm-hmm.
That tape, and he was like, I don't want to give this to them. I just want to make it my own music. And they were like, okay. And then
Okay.
like-
yeah.
it started gaining traction.
So I don't know what the label's done in his case.
Fair.
For him, what I saw when I heard the record, and I was like, oh, who's this guy? Because that's what I love to do. I love to study like other artists' come-ups.
Fair.
I saw a video of him with this same exact mic just lip singing into a TikTok with the lyrics, and it got like 2 million views.
Bro,
And then,
it's
and,
crazy.
like that was a song that really blew up. So it's like he could have done that from Dayton, Ohio.
Right.
You know.
Well, do you think it's about because also the algorithm hits around you,
Yeah.
so it's like I don't know if
Does it really?
yeah.
Wow. I didn't
It's
even know
like obviously if you're like if I'm following Drake, it's not gonna like fucking not put Drake on my feed because he's not around me. But it's like
that.
if I'm just like posting something and
Facebook does this particularly.
yeah, especially like when it comes to like if you're looking at ads and shit, it'll give you like a radius around you,
Right.
which you can move, but
Bro, that is so facts. You know how many local, like, amateur and professional Indiana, like, cards I've noticed over the past year just from popping up on my feed? I'm like, dude, I could actually compete for these fucking cards.
Yeah.
Like,
Damn.
Huh.
Anthony Pettis, he has, like, one of the most viral MMA clips ever of, like, jumping off of the cage and kicking the dude in the face and knocking him
Damn.
out. He has,
That's
like,
insane,
an
bro.
amateur promotion
Wow.
that comes to
Dude.
Indiana from time to time.
yeah, it's very based around like hashtags you use are big, and then like it hits like because it's like For You page. Essentially, it's like For You is gonna be things that relate to you, and it's like if you're from Indiana, you're gonna get a bunch of things that are like memes of like, oh, only Indiana people are gonna. That's like just hitting radar in Indiana.
Like
so
that
it's
one dude, he's like, I'm from Indianapolis, and if you know about this barbecue joint, you don't know.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
He always talk about. He says like that's like Indianapolis hood stuff, and he'll end the video with shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
And he's
like-
going viral, and he's getting like 20K likes a video, let
Damn.
alone views.
So
like,
yeah,
from doing stuff like that, and I know that's all local buzz. But
Yeah,
I didn't
but-
know that there was like actual algorithmic webs.
but there is. That's not to take away from the fact that you could just get famous anywhere on the internet. It's like once you build a buzz in Indiana, it's gonna start hitting a bigger radius and then a bigger radius because more people are looking at it and type shit. But
Well, I will say, if you want to establish a team of professionals that you get noticed from, and then they bring you in, and then the live end.
just refresh the page, I think, because it still says it's gone. Okay.
Oh, bet. Oh yeah, no, yeah. If you want to spread. At first, I was like, I thought you were saying you're a professional. I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. you get this Twitch stream going back in no time.
Don't get a mistake.
And I was like, oh wait, no, yeah, we were talking about professionals. Yeah, I mean, if you want to hire a team of professionals that are interested in you, when you have a little bit of a small fan base, that they believe in you, they take you to a next level, and it's like, if you want to get into the music industry, definitely go to Nashville, definitely go to LA, definitely go to even maybe New York, dare I say.
That was bars.
LA,
I think
dare
you
I
should look
say.
into like making music.
I'll try. I just keep rhyming all the time. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Just
Rhyming all the time.
yeah, just
Man.
keep rhyming all the time. You know what I'm saying, man?
This guy's
You know how we do it, man. Always clean, never grime.
Okay.
He's shining. No, I
We're
actually.
getting a freestyle from Luke Marr
I
on
am
the podcast.
terrible.
We're gonna cut that out and put it over a beat.
I'm terrible at freestyling. Yeah, I don't know. You should go to a city with that's a music city if you want to like try and have your best shot at getting signed from like going out and doing the work in like the community. That's very true. But in terms of like blowing up online from your music, like I think Nick D is the biggest artist on DistroKid that uses DistroKid to like submit music, which I'm sure it's like what we all use. You might use United Masters.
No, I use DistroKid.
Right, so that's what I use too, and like Nick D is the highest earning artist on DistroKid.
That's crazy.
He makes like $300,000 a month. He has,
Dude,
he
it's
has
like-
4 million. Yeah,
Do you know who he's talking about?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, bro, the guy that sings Upside Down with Anthony Russo.
So Nick D is who I think is like the poster boy for the new age, the new era of like a superstar.
Fair.
It's like it used to be like in the SoundCloud era, like if you were older than 20, you were washed.
Facts.
And if you didn't have colored hair and face tats, then you were boring. And if you weren't talking about a certain type of thing or like a certain lifestyle,
Lean.
yeah, it's that type of shit, then you were not gonna pop off probably, and labels wouldn't sign you. Versus now, Nick D, I think, is like 33, 32. Like he like all those stereotypes of like the SoundCloud era, like who the big artists were being, or like even some of the pop star era, like all these pop stars, or like all these young kids and stuff. Like he broke that, and I feel like ever since there's been so many other artists like that, like where now a lot of people that I see are blowing up. They're like 25 and up. They're posting whatever music just is true to them, and they have a little brand that people can recognize, and they're just posting consistently and trying to make content that's eye-catching and will fit the algorithm. And Nick D's doing exactly that. He lives right where I used to live, except like a little bit more, like maybe an hour south, like just in the country, in this area called Culpeper, Virginia. Straight, just remote. It's the sticks. But he's out there with a farm, and like, you know, just him and his wife and kids just chilling, living a very like wholesome, very like mainstream Christianity lifestyle. And he's raking in the dough. I don't even think he said I'm pretty sure he said he doesn't even go on tour, because he's like,
That's
why?
crazy.
He's like, why would I have kids? How am I gonna go on tour? I'm just gonna make more music and then up my catalog. And then he was talking about doing something which is brilliant, which Future just did, Justin Bieber's done. Any of us that get the opportunity to ever do anything like this should do it. His long-term plan is to sell his catalog to a company, not a label, but a company that they'll sell it for like $30-40 million.
Yeah.
And he can get a big payday in one check, and then the new music that he makes is all his again, and he can just start from scratch and have another catalog, and then sell that catalog for a similar $50 million, $40 million
Or more if he
or
gets
more if he gets bigger.
Yeah.
So, I think that that's really freaking cool. Is that ideal for everyone, or where everybody's journey is going to be in music? No. It's, you know, some people are going to.
Yeah, I want to tour. I want to like
saying,
Yeah.
like
be in front of the crowd and shit like that.
Yeah.
No kids, like
I
Yeah.
think a lot of people benefit from having a team more. Like, that's a very DIY, very almost draining way of making music. Like,
with some help.
yeah, I think most people benefit from a team. I think labels get a bad rap too. I think labels are pretty helpful, from what I've seen. You know what I mean?
See, I followed this. It was like a boy band essentially, and they went by Pretty Much. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They're not like together now. They just like recently broke up. Well, like when I first found them, they were on a label, and it was like they were gaining a lot of traction, and then they got off the label and continued to do stuff.
Oh, cool.
So then it was like raking it in for them, and they were just building off of the foundation that had just been set for them. But I don't know what all went into that and what they do behind the scenes, because I'm not that in depth with them. But I've watched like a couple interviews from them and shit like that. But I'm like, the way I see it is, if I could get to a label, I think my music has the quality of leverage that I could use to be like, okay, I do like a year, see how it goes, and if you guys are really like doing things for me and like it's making it right and this is working for the both of us, then maybe I'd think about more years.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know how likely that is that I would get that deal, but it's like even 2 years. And then if I could do that and then get out and like build off of that, so that I have the repertoire of like, okay, I know how to set up shows now because I've watched people do it. I know how to run an effective social media because I've seen people do it. Obviously, I could figure it out on my own. It's just going to take way longer.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, I think it's just whatever.
Yeah, I would caution against anybody going into a label deal without leverage. A distro deal, if you get lucky enough to get a distro deal, like, have at it. That's my main goal right now in music, is to sign a distribution deal, because those are like sick, where you could find yourself in a situation where you're getting $50,000 to $100,000 up front, and they're only taking 20-30% of your music, and you get to keep 70-80% of everything, which some distributors damn near do that already. They'll take like 10-15%, maybe not that high, but like 8 or 9%. Distro deals I think are awesome. Label deals, for sure, they can be tricky, so I would say you're right about that. We're like, make sure you do have leverage going in. Have a song that's kind of buzzing a little bit.
Russ actually taught me that.
Yeah, so he's right about that. You know, have a fan base that holds some weight when you walk into that meeting.
Right.
Otherwise, it could kind of go south for you if they look at you as just like an asset that isn't gonna appreciate. Yeah. And then instead of writing you off on their taxes and dropping you, they shelve you. That happens.
Yeah.
And that's something that's every artist's worst nightmare. But it's a real thing, and it's something to be cautious of.
Yeah.
So leverage helps with that.
Something I've noticed people doing, and especially like just in the social media, and you're talking about having a song that's like popping, and it's like, how do we get a song that's like popping? And it's like, what I've seen is, for example, Knox. He said when we talked to him, he said like write 1 million songs, just write as many songs as you can every day. And then it's like, what I can see him doing is if he's writing 10 songs a week, he's probably picking the gold out of that.
Yeah.
And then he will make a TikTok that's like you said, like just with a microphone, he's lip singing into it, and it's like the bridge into the chorus and then the chorus, and it's like he'll make 50 of those videos of the same song. He's really capitalizing on this one song, 50 to 100 reels or TikToks about this one song, so that you can focus the attention on this one song,
Right.
reach a lot of people with it, and then that song, let's say it's popping and you've got thousands and thousands of likes on your videos. That's when you've got that leverage to,
Yeah.
like you said.
I mean, that's like what I've watched you do that, promoting like your songs. It's like you do like 3 different videos. They're on different locations or just like in a different angle, and it's like the same song in a different part, and it's just showing off everything that the song has to offer, and you're like really putting your all into like getting people amped and invested in that song.
Well, there's a study that has been like theorized by people that make commercials now for a while, and Facebook really like confirmed it with their ad program with the Facebook and Meta ads and stuff, where it takes somebody on average 7 times seeing something before they'll engage with it. So like there's a lot of people that need to hear, and that goes for any sort of, you could be selling a microwave or like showcasing your hook that on your new song, like the principle applies. And that's why they say like the golden ratio is 30 pieces of content per track, which my goal now is I'm trying to do 50 per song. Which
Just feels like
Yeah,
insane to me.
I was gonna say,
It's
I said
brutal.
50 to 100, and it's like that sounds extreme.
Yeah.
But it's like if you make
Sounds
50 TikToks,
Right.
and each TikTok is reaching 10,000 people, that's now 50,000 people.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, 500,000 people, if I could do math. And it's like they're likely to run across 3 or 4 of those 50, and so now they're seeing the same song multiple times, and like you said, they're going to maybe be more likely to interact with the content because they've seen several instances of it.
Yeah.
And then it's like if you're picking your very best song to do that with, like the song that you're like, damn, I'm so fucking proud of this song. It sounds really good. It's like the that feeling.
Yeah.
It's like that's a song we've done, and it's like if we were to make a video every day for 50 days and just post that video for 50 days straight,
Yeah.
that song is gonna pop off in some kind of way. A
Yeah.
lot of people are gonna see it.
I think it's like a denial space of like, I'm like, dude, if it gets overplayed, then it's like nobody's gonna want to fuck with it anymore. I don't want to make. I mean, I do. I want songs on the radio, and I want them to get overplayed. But it's like I don't want to be the one shoving it at everybody's face all the time. But
say for that, because that's kind of what I've experienced with like fight footage of like posting the same highlights over and over again, and it's like people scroll a lot to where the next time they see a Vanilla Boy thing, they're not gonna be like, oh my god, this guy posted again. They're just gonna see it, oh, another Vanilla Boy thing, and then so
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. There's a rule that one of my homies broke down to, where I was like, oh, that was a great way of breaking down like how this works out. Was there's like they call it like the 5% rule, where like 5% of people, when they see something that's unknown or new, will take a chance on it.
Yeah.
And then once those 5% of people
believe
like
that.
it, 10% of people will like it. From there, 15%. From there, 20 to 25, to where it gets to the point where, you're
no longer unknown.
Yeah. However many, obviously 100% of people is never going to like you, but you could have upwards of, 70 to 80% of people that that hear your shit, that like it.
Yeah.
And you're no longer unknown, exactly. But it just takes those first 5% of people. So
You gotta get
finding
the
out
people that
who-
really rock with you.
Yeah, so like in order to find out who they are, like it's kind of impossible. to know who that person is going to be. It's very unassuming. So that's why like putting yourself out there, like you said, 50, 100 times per song, getting in front of people's faces constantly is how you get in front of the eyes and ears to where the 5% of people will be like, I like this.
Yeah.
And then
I'm so blessed to be in an avenue where I don't have to rely on love and shit. Like I literally lean towards the hate side for it to be easier for people to want to view me. So
right,
I could
the Jake Paul method.
Yeah, you
basically, bro, yeah,
you are among at least the four of us. Like you've already been very deep into posting every day, like a reel and like.
I was gonna
stuff
say,
like that,
yeah,
very
you
consistently.
be popping your shit, bro.
And it's promoting you. It's the same exact thing. It applies because it's like if that number of people see a few reels from you, they're more likely to. It's likely to click.
Yeah,
Like, there's this fighter in Indiana.
Yeah,
Like,
that was the impetus for me to like follow you. Was when I like saw you. I don't know if you followed me or you reposted me or something. I saw your content somehow, and I was like, oh yeah. This dude has the look.
Oh, yeah,
he looks like
dude.
he's training hard. Like he
Yeah.
has a shot at the UFC. Like I'm following. I want to be first. On
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be
That's
first
lit.
on the bandwagon. You feel me? So
Yes.
All right,
That's
so
important.
we gotta wrap this up. We're hitting the time frame.
Peace.
I got, hold on, I got a couple
never
things
mind.
for you real quick.
Never mind.
I'm out. So yeah, all right, he's ready to get out of here. Two things.
No.
I do want to take a quick picture of him before.
Yes,
before
please.
he
Man,
bounces.
we could chill. We can play some zombies even. It's all good.
Shit. So
Actually,
You want to do it right now?
let me check. Oh fuck. Actually, oh yeah, we do
Yeah,
need
let's
to.
do it after.
so
I really want to hear Noah.
so we've done 2 songs together.
Mhm.
Which one's your favorite
Um,
and why?
I think I like. Lost and Love is hard, but Confrontations might be my favorite
Fair.
because I think that it's just such a. Lost in Love is very linear.
Yeah, I feel
That's
that.
a linear track, you know what I'm saying? Where like you're doing your thing and I really felt like just fed off of your energy.
Mhm.
And granted, you're rapping more and our parts are different.
Facts.
It's more of like it feels very cohesive versus
Confrontations or Lost in Love?
Lost in Love.
Okay.
It's like that's what I meant by linear. It's like it all just feels like from start to finish. It's like, oh, that's dope. Like this is a nice, like easy listening song. I
Yeah.
fuck with it. The beat's hard. Versus Confrontations, I think it's a little bit like harder. That kind of gets your head moving a little bit more in the first place,
Fair.
which to me I fucked with. And then I feel like we both did very different things in that song, yet they both fit over
Yeah.
the beat. And that's why it created a contrast for me, which I think is cool.
Dude.
Which I liked that song when we made that one.
Dude. Yes.
So crazy backstory, kind of TLDR. So, like a couple years ago, I had made that song. I had started it, and I wasn't really singing like that yet. And then I was actually hanging out with Days and another of our friend, and we were in Muncie,
Yeah.
and we went out. And I would like bring my laptop to show them my music and shit. And we went out and we came back and somebody had broken into the house and stole all my shit. So I got Confrontations just like ripped from me. I was like,
Crazy.
so I had to remake it. And then I was like, so when I first made it, I had a second verse open.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got robbed.
And then
Yo, that's
he threw a cinder block.
Dude, it
through
was
the
like-
window.
it was like the most devastating thing of my life. I
Where
was like,
that?
it was in Muncie, Indiana.
Oh man, bro,
But-
the Muncie boys.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say, bro, the Muncie boys.
It's like 5 of them.
Yeah. And then I remade it, but when I had originally made it, I was like, dude, I want a girl on this. And then I was like, we had made Lost in Love in between the time of like that got stolen, and also like I hadn't remade the song yet. It just kind of like showed up on my radar again.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, Lukey would be hard on this shit. I just didn't know you yet, so it was like, oh yeah, Luke
Yeah,
Mara
wait
would
a
be
minute,
hard
who
as
are you
fuck on
talking
this
about?
song.
No, it really is. It is.
In my
It
mind, it's
is.
accurate.
Yeah.
interchangeable.
I got you.
My man.
Fucking Luke Mara.
Bro, I literally said Luke Mara on the fucking
So
I didn't
my
just say
other thing
Mara.
that I wanted to say was
y'all can't say pause. Y'all can say both. I'd respond to both.
fair. The other thing I wanted to say is I usually let people know ahead of time, but I feel like it makes more sense at the end. I don't know if you've seen any of the thumbnails for the videos, but I always clip faces.
Oh yeah.
I go through the video and clip faces, so I'll probably put you on blast.
I'll bet. That's all
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
Whatever the silliest face we
Yeah.
find, that's the one we pick.
Yeah.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm guilty, bro.
Here, I'll give y'all some. Here, I'll give you.
Oh, yes. We're here for this.
yeah.
All right. So,
Give y'all some
well,
cake.
yeah, I appreciate you being on, bro. This was dope.
course.
Can you
This
pull
was
up
great.
OBS.
Bet.
Sorry.
This has been the guys. Thanks for watching the Conscious Cast. Yes, maybe announce
That
yes.
was last time. All right. I'm Seth A.M.
We got days.
I am the Vanilla Boy, spelled with an E, not an I.
I'm Keaton Mad Dog motherfucking Miller.
That's right.
I'm their guest, Luke Mara. If one person watched this and does not dine at Olive Garden because of this, then we did our job.
Yeah.
Completely agreed.
You can just go to Streamline.